So let's talk about these baseball playoffs, shall we? So the Chicago Cubs even up their series against the Milwaukee Brewers, winning 6-0. Ian Happ hit that big 2-out, 3-run home run. Tucker and they also had another. The Cats hit two. Each had a home run each in the game. But the more important thing, the pitching came up big. The mighty Brew Crew got shut out. That's the big story. When you think about it, Milwaukee is known for putting up a lot of runs and putting these kind of games together where it looks like they could go off. They haven't been able to find their rhythm in this. And so this is very telling. This is a series where they definitely took a major L in so many ways because they got shut out. And at this stage in the series, now they got to go back to Milwaukee for a decisive game 5 in winner takes all. And the Cubs are relentless. Now, the Brewers, as I was talking about the Brew Crew being one of those teams that had major sticks, looking like they were, about it. But then they came up and got rolled up. This is a very compelling situation here because it's like, okay, what you gonna do? You know, it's one thing you lose the other day, but now you got shut out and you got beat bad. And the Cubs came up with the sticks. And the thing about it is if the Cubs can play like that, they can be a problem. You know, um, you are looking at two teams that are pretty evenly matched now. Pretty evenly matched. The Brewers tore their behind up the first two games, and it looked like it's going to be a cakewalk. They looked like they were kind of like looking like Toronto, but then reality came crashing down. And like I said, and to lose like this, you got to kind of like wonder, like, oh man, are we cut out for this? It's going to be very telling. And the Brewers have a reputation for being, I don't want to say choke artists, but they have not exactly fulfilled on their promise with the talent they've had on those baseball teams over the years. You could definitely make a case that the Brew Crew has always been kind of like the short crew. Like they flowed and then they just disappeared. So they got their work cut out. The Cubs are for real. And that series is gonna be very telling how that comes down. So the Cubs force a game 5, winner take all. Wow. And that's gonna be something else. That's gonna be there's a real doozy of a series now. And you got that Midwest rivalry too. That's gonna be real interesting. Elsewhere, congratulations to LA Dodgers, who I still say the best team in baseball with the best manager in baseball, if not all of sports, Dave Roberts and them back to the National League Championship Series. They won and had to win in extra innings against the Phillies on that era. And again, Sherbert, Bryce Harper could not deliver. That if there's one tag, especially with Bryce Harper, and he's been able to somehow not get called out on his, for a guy who was supposed to be the end all be all, remember, he was supposed to be that dude. And that's the trip out thing about baseball. They hype some of these turkeys up, and then when they don't do nothing, they got them covered. You remember when the Nationals won the World Series when he left and he went to Philly and he signed a big deal. And he's played really good. He's had some great seasons, but he ain't played like the hype when he came out of high school. He ain't played like the hype. Like they were gonna make him out to be the savior, the anti-hero. He's played the villain role, but he hasn't really delivered. They've been to a World Series, but he hasn't came up like he's supposed to for his stat pattern. So this is another classic example. He did not really do much in this series. And believe it or not, the Dodgers pitching is peaking at the right time. Yeah, I know Kershaw was in that game the other night and Sherbert hit all that home runs, and the Phillies had that outpour in game 3. But overall, the Phillies' bats were held in check. They really were, you know. They really were. They lost a couple one-run games, and they really didn't do nothing to really be a threat. That's the sad part for them. For all that pick and pop they have, they came up short. So they got another long off season. I don't know who chokes more, the Phillies or the Padres. Take your pick. Two baseball teams that they look like it on paper. See, that's why baseball is different than the NFL or NBA. You can have all that stacked like hotcakes and all you can eat, but that syrup melts it down and then it just gets buttery and sugary and it ain't good for you. And they just can't seem to finish. So I don't know. Anyway, Congratulations to Dodgers. And they await the winner of the Cubs Milwaukee, and that should be a doozy of a series. But you can pretty much, with that Dodger lineup and Dave Roberts as the manager, you pretty much know where they're going to be in October. They are definitely, this is their third appearance or fourth in the last 5 years. So that should tell you how dominant they are. And they're clearly making a mark and making history. They're doing their thing. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for nothing. Please share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And I'm out one time. Peace.